Hello, my dear students. Today I'll be taking up Act 1, Scene 6 of Macbeth. In Scene 5, we've studied about that how Lady Macbeth, she showed her true colors and appeared to be so cruel and wicked that, it was it all in her mind, and that she's going to take up, or she will help Macbeth to catch that or fetch that or grab that throne anyhow. So let's continue with this scene 6. Now here King Duncan is entering with all these people, Malcolm, Donalbain, Banquo, etc. Then we have Duncan, who's just, he reaches and Duncan and these people, they reach Inverness, castle of Macbeth, and Duncan starts praising the castle because he is already quite impressed by Macbeth, and I feel that he is a little uh, you know a kind of person who trusts easily. He was earlier deceived by the first Thane of Cawdor, who he turned out to be a traitor. Now he is having too much of trust on Macbeth, and he's again deceived. He'll be again deceived. So now he reaches the castle, and what is he saying? This castle hath a pleasant seat, there nimbly and sweetly recommends itself unto our gentle senses. Now, as I told you, that he is a kind of a person who is bad in uh, perception of how a place or a person is. Now he's praising the castle where he is going to be killed. He is finding this castle to be quite positive and quite inviting, and he is going to be killed here. So he has a lot of wrong perception. He is not a he doesn't have a good judgment about things. So the castle hath a pleasant seat, the air nimbly and sweetly recommends itself unto our gentle senses. So this Duncan is saying that this castle has a pleasant seat, means it's situated, it is located at a very pleasant place. The site itself is quite pleasant. The place is pleasant, and the air nimbly and sweetly recommends itself. Recommends itself means the air is inviting. It is kind of a place where you feel that you are attracted to. Like, you visit certain holiday destination, and some places they become quite inviting. You kind of without thinking, or without giving a second thought, you kind of try visiting that place again and again because it was inviting for you. So the experience was good. So here he's saying that nimbly and sweetly recommends the air, nimbly and sweetly recommends itself unto our gentle senses. That is, the air is kind of inviting, it is pleasant, it invokes our senses in a pleasant way. So he is kind of impressed by the air around the castle. That place itself is quite inviting, quite fresh, quite recommending. Okay, now Banquo, he further adds to the praise which was being heaped by Macbeth on, heaped by this Duncan on that castle. This guest of summer, the temple haunting martlet, does approve by his loved mansionry that the heavens' breath smells wooingly here, no jutty frieze, buttress, nor coign of vantage, but this birth had made his pendant bed and procreant cradle, where they most breed and haunt, I have observed, there is delicate. So this Banquo is saying this guest of summer, the temple haunting martlet. That is, he's talking about the summer bird martlet, and he's saying this bird, it it generally, it is it it nests, or it builds its nest in places which are quite pious in nature. Like, it will build its nest in near or in the monasteries or churches, or the kind of air or the vibe where the vibe and the air are positive. So martlet, it is known for building its nest in such places, and this bird can be seen in this uh, castle. that Inverness, which belonged to Macbeth. No jutty frieze, buttress, nor coign of vantage, but this bird hath made his pendant bed and procreant cradle. Sorry. So no jutty frieze. What is jutty frieze? Jutty. It is projection. सम ना जो वो इसको हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं ना, आगे निकला हुआ, balconies or some kind of exterior. Frieze, this is decoration, some ornamental structure which is given to a place to make it more rich or real, regal. Buttress, projection. Vantage. Coin means some angular projection. So no such large or decorative projections are there, no such decorations are there, or no such projections are there where it is an advantage for any bird to build its nest. So but still this had made his pendant and bird and procreant candle. But this bird means still this building, this palace doesn't have certain things which are required for build nest, because it gets convenient for the bird. Bed and procreant cradle means still the bird has constructed its nest there and procreate without any fault of his. Duncan, see our honored hostess, the love that follows us. And I teach you how you shall bid God ild us for your pains and thank us for your trouble. So he's saying that, look, this lady Macbeth, our hostess, has come. Being a king, I have to show a kind of kind gestures and love to my subjects, to my followers, to my people. So, and sometimes this kind of love, it creates trouble for the people. It brings little bit of trouble. How? Because he says that the love that follows us sometimes is our trouble. That is, if the kind of love which I have, being a king for my subjects, it becomes a little trouble. How? Which still we thank as love. Herein I teach you how you shall bid God ill us for your pains and thank. Have too much of love for you. For because of that love, I have come to visit you. I have come to visit your place. So that is kind of bringing little bit of trouble to you, because it is because of my visit. You have to prepare, do a lot of preparation. You have to put in lot of efforts, and that might bring a little bit of trouble to you. थोड़ा काम वाम बढ़ जाएगा, खाना बनाना पड़ेगा, अरेंजमेंट्स देखने पड़ेंगे, इतने सारे लोगों को अटेंड करना, प्रॉब्लम वाली बात हो जाएगी फॉर द हॉस्टेस. ओके, herein I teach you how you shall bid God ill us for your pains. So he's saying that it is that you should be thankful to God that God has given you this trouble, since a king is visiting you, and it shows that I love you. So you should be thankful to God that I have that he has sent me to your place to express my love. This shows that I love you. It might bring you a little bit of trouble, but you thank God for that trouble, because it is kind of rewarding you with my visit. This shows that I love you. Understood? Phrase which is like IELDS. God yields us, or if God yields us. Okay, here it means rewards us. And it is truly said in Indian tradition also that किस्मत से ही मेहमान घर में आते हैं. हर एक के घर में मेहमान भी नहीं आते. अगर आपके घर में पॉजिटिविटी नहीं है और आप वेलकमिंग नहीं है, feel comfortable, they don't visit you, and then your house is not quite, you can say that your house is not a positive place, or it is that um, that much fortunate. So he says, because and I think in all traditions we say that Atiti Devo Bhava, God, the guest is our God. So it is that he's saying that you thank God for your trouble, for this trouble that I've come to you, and it is a kind of reward which God has given you. Understood? Now, Lady Macbeth, all our service in every point twice done and then double were poor and single business to contend against those honors deep and broad, wherewith your majesty loads our house. For those of old and the late dignities, to them we rest your hermits. So now lady again come to wo bhi nahi hai na, so she is also buttering, and she's saying that whatever effort we put in, whatever service they are nothing if they are doubled and then doubled again. That is, whatever our efforts we put in, they are doubled and then they're doubled again, they are also nothing. They are zeroed in front of, or in comparison of, the fortune which you have bestowed on us and the honors which you've heaped on us. Like against, okay, in every point twice done and then double means the efforts which we put for you, if they are doubled and then doubled again, were poor in comparison to what? Against those honors deep and broad wherewith your majesty loads our house. So that is, whatever you've done for us, whatever fortune you have poured on us, and the service which we do for you is nothing. For those of old and the late dignities heaped up to them, we rest your hermit. That is, he's talking about on titles or honors which were levied on which were, sorry, not levied, which were bestowed. Late dignities is new to our house. You can come. You're most welcome. Like Duncan, where is the Thane of Cawdor? Now he's talking about Macbeth, and he's asking that where is the Thane of Cawdor? We caused him at the heels and had a purpose to be his purveyor, but he rides well sharp as a spur hath helped him to his home before us. Fair and noble hostess, we are your guest tonight. So he's saying that where is my dear Macbeth, where is he? The Thane of Cawdor. And we caused him at the heels and had a purpose to be his purveyor means we wanted to reach faster than him and before him. We wanted to reach here because he wanted to be his purveyor. To be his purveyor. Purveyor is a person who to a person. He's already there. कोई VIP आता है तो उसको एक attend करने के लिए आदमी होता है, उसको सारा look after करता है, like his food, his lodging, his staying, his comfort, his traveling. All these are looked after by a person who's designated for all these duties. He's known as purveyor. So he says that King Duncan is being quite humble. He's saying that I wanted to be a purveyor for Macbeth by reaching to his place before him. But he writes well, and his great sharp as a spur hath helped him to his home before us. So he says that, but he writes so well, that is, he writes quite fast, and his great love, that is his love is quite sharp as his weapon. And that love, like he's kind of talking about himself only, that because Macbeth in the previous scene, the sorry, in scene 4, he has shown that how much he has love for King Duncan, and he has shown that he owes too much to him. So Macbeth is quite impressed and is deceived also. So he says that because of that love, he has reached quite fast, and he's quite reached quite early, quite to his place. Fair and noble hostess, we are your guests tonight. So he says that, okay, we are your guests tonight. Lady Macbeth, your servants ever have theirs themselves, and what is theirs in common to make their audit at your highness pleasure, still to return your own. So he says, sorry, Lady Macbeth here is again, she is a quite layered character. She is not what she's showing. She's she's wearing that deceived look. She is speaking like, whatever we have, your servant, that is we, ourself, our servant, and everything and anything, whatever we own, it already belongs to you. So because, and what is there in Comte, it means that this Comte, it means that whatever we have is already yours, and you have, it is kind of, you have given us as we are the caretakers. We are just trustees for a while, so that but it is actually all this wealth, this whatever we have, it already belongs to you. Understood? So to make their audit at your highness pleasure, still to return your own. So whatever we are doing for you, or whatever we are offering to you, is all yours. Tera tujhko arpan kya lage mera. Right? So that is, she is meant, she doesn't mean this, she's just speaking. Understood? So she's saying that whatever we own, whatever we have, whatever we are doing for you, whatever efforts we are doing in your service, whatever we are offering you, it actually belongs to you. All right. So he says that, Duncan, now give me your hand. He wants Lady Macbeth to take him to Macbeth. Conduct me to mine host. We love him highly, and shall continue our graces towards him by your leave, hostess. So this Macbeth is saying that, you take me, give me your hand, and take me to my host, my dear Macbeth. I want to go and visit him. And finally, she leads him to Macbeth and his murderer. This actually is, Duncan is all veiled. He doesn't know what is actually in this place. This place itself was deceptive. Macbeth was deceptive. Lady Macbeth was also deceptive. They were not the actual faces what they were wearing. These, like even the non-living entity, their house, and these living, Macbeth and Lady Macbeth, all were in the same, all were on the same boat, like all were behaving likewise. They were actually looking quite inviting, quite hospitable, right, quite friendly, quite pious, quite calm, but actually they all were deceptive. This place will be a deathbed for Macbeth, sorry, for Duncan. Lady Macbeth and Macbeth are going to be the killers, especially this Macbeth. He commits the murder. Lady Macbeth instigates Macbeth to do that wrong deed. So, but Duncan and Banquo, they are all deceived, especially this Duncan. He is all in praise for Macbeth, for Lady Macbeth, for not Lady Macbeth. He is not expressed, but he is feeling quite, quite positive towards her. And that house, that castle where he's going to die, he's having that positive feeling for that house. Although he all will be uh, it will be a wrong thought of him, because he is, whatever he's thinking will be the exact opposite of what will happen. Understood? So next scene is quite important, and scene 7, we'll meet you in the next class. Till then, have a great day. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you and take care.